They have on here. Hello, everybody. We are back. We've been gone for a week. Evan, if you can't tell by his background, has moved. He was moving Friday and Saturday, so we just excited to skip that episode. If you follow me on
Yeah,
TikTok,
which
I
you
made
should
an announcement on
follow him.
there. You should. I do movie reviews. It's dope. But yeah, we just decided to push back our next Paul Thomas Anderson a week. But we're back today. We're excited to be here. We both missed
Yeah,
recording.
I'm super excited for the next PTA, and I was like, I don't have time to watch both these movies and like get a thoughtful recording out that I wouldn't have to
Yeah,
rush. So I was like, just need
yeah,
to postpone it. So
yeah,
Friday, that's gonna be peak.
yeah. Uh, yeah. But first, before we get into movie news and our reviews, and if you guys are reviewing Dead Poet Society today, and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington,
Did you finish it?
which I really enjoyed it. It was my second Frank Capra movie, and
Is that the
I really
director?
liked it. Yeah, yeah. He
What was
also
the other
did.
one?
I think it's called It Happened One Night.
Mm.
We did that like really early on. It's a Clark
Oh
Gable
yeah.
movie from 1934. That was the first movie we ever actually did like a video.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah. But yeah, Evan, how are you? How's your week been?
I'm
You
doing
moved.
phenomenal. I love
Yeah?
the new place so much. Oh my god, it's like our last place was good, but like the downstairs neighbor smoked like 3 packs of cigarettes a day and was very loud. The only issue, like I have a blanket, it's fucking cold in this place, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I would rather be cold than hot
Yeah. For
because you
sure.
can bundle up, but you can't like take your skin off.
That's true. That's a deep quote right
So,
there.
dude, I'm doing phenomenal. Me and my girlfriend, we live really close to downtown now, so we have options because I was living like pretty far from downtown before, like half an hour.
Yeah.
And now we have options to all the like hole in the wall food spots, burger joints, Chinese, all the like smaller restaurants. And so we got a smash burger place for dinner on Saturday or Friday. Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday. It was really good. And then me and my girlfriend went out for dinner on Friday. Our anniversary is coming up next week.
Hell
And
yeah.
we were like, we're going to be moving. Like, let's go out. It's the YYC Food Festival right now. So
Mm-hmm.
they have a bunch of like set menu courses at a bunch of different restaurants. We paid $45 a person, and it was a Mexican place. So I got salsa tasting with a bunch of different salsas and plantains and homemade tortilla chips, and my girlfriend got
Oh.
coconut ceviche as the opener.
Yes. I love
And then
ceviche.
second course was empanadas, potato and something else, potato and cheese empanadas, delicious.
Nice.
Main course, birria tacos. They were astounding. They were so good.
Hell yeah.
And then for dessert, we got like these donut things. I don't really know what they are. But yeah, so it's been like chaotic, and we're very happy to be done moving and settled in. I was late for work this morning because I was cozy as shit in my new bed. Only like 15 minutes late. My girlfriend came in my room at like 5:01 a.m. and she's like, "Why are you still here? Shouldn't you be at work?" And I was like, "Oh shit."
That's
But
so
yeah,
nice.
no,
Now it doesn't take you like a half hour to get to work. It takes you like
I
5 minutes,
know.
and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
just got,
it's
okay,
awesome.
I'll be there soon.
Yeah, we went to IKEA
Um,
yesterday, and IKEA is the best. Love IKEA, so it was fun. How are you doing?
yeah, I'm chilling, man. Playing MLB The Show right now.
Hell yeah.
Been playing that a lot. I don't think I've played a single other video game, but actually, no, I did play
Oh,
Fortnite last week while this updated. But I've just been playing this and watching films.
yeah.
I may be starting a new job this week,
Yeah.
working at a warehouse,
Hell yeah.
which may mean that you guys will be getting episodes later in the day because I won't be off work till 5. So you may be getting evening episodes on Tuesdays and Fridays. But we're still going to do Tuesdays and Fridays. What
Yes,
sucks
sir.
about it is I haven't been able to put in my 2 weeks yet because my boss has been gone.
No
So
shit.
I might have to work like 6 or 7 days a week for like 3 weeks.
Ah. dude.
Yeah, but that's not bad.
They'll understand if you're like, I'm starting a new job and you weren't here. I'm sure they'll understand it. But me and Trey are gonna be yapping. We haven't talked in a while because I've been busy.
I know, dude. I
Dude,
miss talking. I mean, Evan's my best friend, so I miss talking to him.
you're my boy. You're my best friend. I
Hashtag
finished Metal Gear
besties.
Solid. Yes, sir. I finished Metal Gear Solid 2. Started Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid 3. This game.
I
Okay,
know. I
so
saw
it
you've been
opens.
playing it.
Okay, so it opens with like there's an hour mission right at the beginning, and then the opening of the game after the first mission is a James Bond style opening with a song and James Bond style credits. I have to send this shit to you. It is fucking
Yeah, do that.
amazing.
Oh,
So I
forgot
played
to
it.
tell you, I'm currently in the middle of the season finale of season 2 of The Leftovers.
Is International Assassin not one of the greatest
That
episodes
episode was
ever
so
made?
good.
Oh
Dude,
my god.
Oh my gosh.
It's my favorite episode.
And I'm
Oh my
so
God.
because they're like set the last like 3 episodes before the finale, they like set up it's like 3 different storylines that are just like insane, and then they obviously don't touch them until the finale. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, but then we're just gonna focus on this little storyline, and so you go into the finale like 3 times as hyped as you would be. I want
Yeah,
to know what
it's
happens
crazy.
with Kevin.
Okay.
Because Kevin is easily my favorite. I
Yeah.
want to know what happens with. Well, he killed
Nora.
Patty. That happened.
Oh, yeah.
Thank goodness. She was annoying.
Hold on. Wait, really quick. Spoilers for The Leftovers. Skip forward like 5 minutes, please.
I hope him and Nora get back together. I'm excited to see what happens. Last I saw with Jill and Lori, like Jill showed back up at the house in Jarden, and Lori was there, and then right as Jill showed up, he left. Like Kevin left to go kill himself, obviously.
Yeah.
So he could kill Patty and then come back to life. Which I don't understand yet how he still came back to life, because that guy like shot himself.
Kevin's built it. Dude, when he killed himself, my jaw was on the floor the first time I watched it. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about how yoked Justin Theroux is at the age of like 42?
Bro,
He's just,
with the back tattoo too. Oh my god, what a beast.
Dude. What a smoke show. No wonder he married Jennifer Aniston.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude, when that guy killed himself, when Kevin goes to kill himself, oh my god, my jaw was on the floor. Because that's the ending of the oh my god, that's crazy. And International Assassin is such a unique episode because it's like it's so unique from the rest of the show. It's weird. Kevin's an assassin, Patty's the president. It's like so jarring.
And we get Wayne back.
Yes.
Too, for like 5 minutes.
Wayne, who is like
what the hell?
Who just looks like this all the time.
Yeah. And
the
then
fattest lip pack.
Craziest. No, that's not Wayne. That's like.
Oh, sorry.
Wayne.
Yes. Yeah, no. Yeah, the priest. Sorry, I totally forgot. Yeah.
No, I know who you're talking about, though. But then we get that crazy episode between Tommy and Meg. I think Meg is like the most evil character in the show.
Dude, I hate Liv Tyler because of this show.
Yeah.
She's oh my, I can't believe you're dude, it's so good. And
it is so peak. I'm going to finish it after this episode.
The whole progression with Matt and Mary in season 2 is crazy.
Yeah. Because you don't know if he actually
what is going on with Mary?
Mary currently is with Nora.
Is she
She's still in a coma.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, just crazy show. Been really enjoying.
Dude, Jarden is such a crazy town, and all the people outside, like Matt going up on the cross for like a couple episodes, or the like tower, and just chilling there naked. Crazy shit. Oh my god, season 2 is so good.
Well, and there's their neighbor too.
Yes.
Dude,
he's so good.
A psychopath. And I just figured out that the whole time you think those 3 girls departed. But then you figure out in the penultimate episode, they're like, hey, we're actually part of the guilty remnant now. And you're like, oh, shit. And then...
I didn't want to say anything about that until I knew if that had happened.
No, and then you kind of think Nora might be possessed by a demon. Like, what is happening, bro? It's insane. This show is so good.
Nora is one of my favorite characters. She's so complicated. Like
Yeah,
season
and
3
Carrie
takes
Carrie
her to
Coon,
a.
man,
Do you know she wasn't nominated for a single Emmy for this show?
that's insane. She is so
Leftovers
good.
was more slept on by the Emmys than Better Call Saul.
I don't think she is the most deserving of an Emmy in this show, but I think she is.
Just wait till season 3.
Yeah, I think as of right now, Justin Theroux,
Yeah.
Margot Qualley.
Can you tell why I love Margot Qualley so much?
Also, Margot Qualley's a smoke show.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
And Tommy, the guy who plays Tommy, is so good. Oh
dude, that
my
guy's
gosh.
fucking ripped too.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All the dudes in this show are just hot.
When you get closer to the end of season 3, let me know and I'll watch the last couple episodes with you. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
We can
but
cry
yeah,
together.
that's pretty much all I've been doing.
All right.
I'm excited to get into movie news today. I'm gonna pause the game while we do this.
I'm just scrolling all the way down because it's been so long.
I mean Godzilla, and Kong is out. It's getting bad reviews. Are we surprised? No.
I saw a clip from it the other day, and it was like this really emotional scene between a mother and daughter, and it cut to like a Volkswagen car, and it looked like a car commercial. It was so fucking funny. Oh my god. Because we have been closely.
I did see that.
You saw that, dude? That's so funny. I need to watch that movie, but I'm not gonna pay for it. Because we have been covering it extensively every time there's a bit of news about it. Willem Dafoe has been cast as the publicist David Tibet in SNL 1975. Trey.
Yes.
This movie was already stacked, and now it gets the Dafoe tax credit. Like, we're winning. We're winning so hard. Oh my god, that movie's gonna be peak as hell.
Roadhouse is now Amazon's biggest movie streaming debut.
Really? I guess they don't have that many straight debuts. That's cool though.
I'm trying to think of other Amazon originals that were big.
Well, like, yeah.
The Boys, I guess.
Yes.
But that's a TV show. Godzilla and Kong. I just saw this. 80 million at the box office and 194 million globally opening
That's crazy.
Weekend, which
is crazy.
Insane. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's there.
Oh, I wanted to talk about this. Millie Bobby Brown says she doesn't really watch movies because I can't just sit there and look at the screen for that long. Why are you in this business then? That's crazy.
She doesn't. I think that's fine. I don't care. She's a good actress. She can like whatever she wants. She doesn't even look at sports. There's a lot of like baseball players. There's a lot of golfers, people like that, who have come out and said like, yeah, I don't watch it. It's so boring to watch. You know. So let her. I don't know why she's getting such a hard time. I don't really understand that.
But
you don't have to be like how we are to like be in film.
Yeah, it just seems weird. I mean, you're totally right, and you don't need to be like a cinephile to be an actor, but it just seems weird that you don't have a love of film and are acting like that. That's all power to her. She's good in Stranger Things. I haven't seen her. I heard she's good in Enola Holmes. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, me neither.
But I just think that's kind of odd.
Yeah. Freaky Friday 2 is a go.
Saw that. Dude, I'm very excited for this.
Chippendale's director. Hell yeah, man. That's a massive W. That is the W of the day. I haven't even read all of these, and I'm going to say that's the W of the day. What a classic. Like,
I love the first one so much.
We were talking about those movies, kind of like Zathura and Jumanji, RV, all these movies like me and you grew up with as kids. That's another one of them. Big Fat Liar.
Yeah.
These movies I had on DVD growing up. And Jamie Lee Curtis in that show is just so good. In that movie, she is just so good.
I'm very excited for that. I will be sad. The first one was a childhood classic for me.
Yeah. Truly.
Well, not the first one because it's a remake, but like
it still holds up too.
I haven't seen it in ages. I need to rewatch it. Austin Butler cast in Darren Aronofsky's next film. This film
Okay.
follows a burned-out former baseball player who is plunged into a wild fight for survival in downtown criminal underworld of 90s New York City. Give it to me. I am a Darren Aronofsky meat router. I have not seen Noah yet, but shout out to Cash the Butcher's favorite movie, Mother. That's my shit. I love
Oh, I liked my. What's your favorite Aronofsky?
Black Swan, probably.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did that.
But
Mine's
Mother is
probably-
very high for me.
It's a tie between Black Swan and Requiem.
Yeah, Requiem's a tough movie to
And then
talk
a
about.
close second is The Wrestler, with Mickey
I
Rourke.
haven't seen that. I know what happens in it, but I haven't seen it
It's
yet.
so good.
Yeah, I
and
really want to check
Marissa
that out.
Tomei is.
I've
great
heard
in
she's
it.
amazing. Yeah,
She's really good.
yeah, I love
Um,
Aronofsky. He just makes weird, messed up movies. They're super intriguing. I mean, Black Swan is one of the
Yeah.
very few horror films to be recognized by the Academy.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you. So yesterday was April 1st, more
Mhm.
famously known as April Fool's Day.
Mhm.
How often on April 1st are you scrolling TikTok and you get tricked into thinking something is coming out, or because that happened multiple. It didn't
Yesterday.
happen to me that much yesterday, but it happened to me a bunch last year. I was like, "What? Amazing Spider-Man 3 announcement? What? Logan 2?"
I don't remember exactly what I saw yesterday because it was, you know, in one ear out the other. But yeah, it
Yeah.
happened like twice yesterday.
The one that got me because I saw it this morning. So
Dude, that happened to me too today. I saw a post and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then it was like 19 hours ago. And I'm like, God damn it!
mine was like Jim Morrison found alive in Prague. And I was like, "What?" And the whole thing was like Jim Morrison has been. It was like a news story, and it was like Jim Morrison has been in hiding for the past 50 years.
That's crazy.
And roaming around Europe, and I was like, "That's insane. That's so crazy." But then I was like, "Nope." Also, I got tricked. Someone said, did one where it's like Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale are set to return together for The Dark Knight Returns. And I was like, yes!
Oh my
And then
God.
I saw the tweet was discussing films, and I was like, oh, come on, guys.
Do you know?
And then I went in the comments, and there were so many people like, let's frickin' go,
Yeah.
who actually believed it. And I felt very sorry for those people.
You know what's crazy? That happened yesterday, but was not an April Fool's joke. Alex Garland has said he does no longer feel joy in making movies and is no longer going to direct any movies.
I know.
That's-
And Seth tweeted about it, throwing strays at Alex Garland. It
Really?
was either Seth or Tyler who said, like, good. And I was like, why are you throwing strays? He's an amazing director.
Yeah. Whenever, and it will happen, we review Annihilation on this movie, on this podcast,
Yeah.
we will be calling out you listeners because that movie is insanely slept on.
Yeah, it's so peak. It's so peak.
Oh my god. One
One
of
of
my
the
favorite
greatest
third acts.
acts in cinema history.
That's why you're my best friend, bro. Oh my
For real, dude.
God damn, dude. It's so good.
It's so good. That score.
Oh my, I listen to it all the time.
Me too.
Yeah, but that
Um,
sucks. I hope he changes his mind. I'm hoping that, because like, it's so weird he's saying that because Civil War is getting amazing reviews.
Yeah.
If he had said this after Men, I could understand him saying that. But Civil War's coming out and people are like, "This movie is amazing," and he's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, I'm done." That's crazy. That's crazy. I hope he
Yeah.
still writes because he wrote like 28 Days Later. He wrote Sunshine. He's written amazing sci-fi. So if he
Yeah,
does
he's
decide to
written a lot of
retire
really good
as a
stuff.
director, I hope he keeps writing because he's a great writer. Something pretty hype for me. Shout out to, hold on, I need to pull up his name. I might butcher this, but shout out to Kuve, who hit me up on TikTok. Friend of the show. Lives in
is it-
Calgary
is
too.
that
Yeah,
is
that's
he
the
from
homie.
The Real Talk? Hell yeah, man.
He's not
Love
from
that
the
guy.
Real Talk. He just hit me up. And
Wait, there is a Cuvée
Oh, is he?
in the Real Talk. I know. I don't think he
But
listens to our podcast, but I know he's there.
yeah. So shout out to you for hitting me up and saying you like the podcast and you live in Calgary. We might go watch some movies together because the Calgary Underground Film Festival is coming up, and Cuckoo with Hunter Schafer and Dan Stevens.
Yes.
That's playing there. The new movie Boy Kills World or something with Bill Skarsgård's playing there.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
Yep, that's playing there. What's the name of it? I Saw the TV Glow is playing. From the director of We're All Going to the World's Fair. Apparently, this movie's amazing. I'll be sat for that.
Yeah, We're All Going to the World's Fair is dope.
Yeah, so the new movie from that director is coming out. Apparently, it's amazing. And then In a Violent Nature, which is a Shudder horror film that screened at South by Southwest, that is a horror film from the point of view of the serial killer. Apparently, it's really peak. Some great kills. I will be sat for that too. It's $40 for 5 movie tickets. So I'm gonna go and shout out to you, bro. I hope I see you there. We'll go watch some movies together. Thanks for listening.
Let's see.
I got one. Ready or Not 2 is in the works, Trey.
Ready or Not. Was that Christmas horror movie?
No, this is the hide and seek slasher horror film with Samara Weaving. You've seen this surely, right?
It's the second one?
Well, the first one, but there's a sequel coming out.
No, I haven't seen the first one.
Dude, oh my god, we have to watch it. It's so good.
No, I do.
It is
really
so
like
much fun.
Samara Weaving and Adam Brody's in it.
Bro, it's so good.
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't seen it. You've been watching so many shitty horror. You watched both Jack in the Box movies, or just the first one?
No, there's 3 of them. I only watched the 2 because the other one wasn't streaming, so I was like,
That's crazy.
Yeah, they were pretty awesome.
Something to make me very excited. Terrifier 3 includes one of the most insanely horrific scenes in the Terrifier franchise. It almost made Art the Clown actor David Howard Thornton vomit on set.
Hell yeah.
Give me this movie. This is something... next story, because I'm just blasting through. Jack Black was regularly hanging around the set of Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis, sat on a lawn chair. He won't star in the film. He just wanted to watch Coppola work.
Dude, what a guy.
That's guys being dude shit right there. That's crazy.
Yeah, I love Jack Black.
God.
He's one of the boys.
So unexpected, but wow.
I don't think we've talked about this. Kinds of Kindness trailer, the new Yorgos movie. Looks so good.
This is how you do a trailer. This trailer reveals nothing. It sets the scene for some cool vibes, shows off all these hot ass actors because everyone in this movie is hot. I can't believe it's kind of crazy this is coming out so quick, but like I know Yorgos shot Poor Things in like 2020, so it makes sense, and he just kind of sat on it. I cannot wait. I feel so lucky that we're getting another Yorgos probably banger. I mean, I love him, so banger no matter what. In a few months after Poor Things, which was my number 2 movie of last year. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Yeah. How do we feel about Pirates of the Caribbean reboot?
This is you go because you probably have. Okay.
No. Don't. No. Just no.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to be able to find another Jack Sparrow.
This is how I feel too, because Pirates of the Caribbean, they're fun adventure movies. They are the cast. They are the cast. These movies are the cast. Like, that's what makes them so fun. It's the same shit with Harry Potter and then Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Okay. But
you're in the same world.
TV show, I'm actually excited for that. I'm very excited.
Yeah, because that's a TV show, so it can flesh out the books more, which is a good thing. But I think that it's that same kind of thing where you try to adapt something. I don't know if Fantastical Beasts was a book or not, but you try to like do something in a world when you already have such iconic actors and such an iconic story. Granted, I've only seen the first few Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The first 2 are insanely peak, like you said, but
they really fall off after that.
there's nothing you can do in this movie where it's like you won't be comparing it to Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, Orlando Bloom. Like there's nothing you can do, and nothing you can do to
Exactly.
live up to it. Why bother
Yeah.
making this? It's
It's
probably not going to make very
pretty
much
dumb.
money. There'll be people going to see if it's good or not, but this is a terrible idea. If you want to reboot a series, don't reboot something as iconic. Okay, if it's an iconic story, sure. If it's iconic characters that are literally glued to a certain actor, don't touch
Mhm.
it. There's no point.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Um,
Yeah.
we
I
got Jeremy Allen White is in talks of playing Bruce Springsteen in a Bruce Springsteen
Oh,
biopic. We all know how much of a fan I am of Bruce Springsteen. He's top 5 artists of all time for me, probably top 3.
damn.
He is just the goat. That's why they call him the boss. And I love that. I love that casting. I don't know if Jeremy Allen White can sing, but if he can, that's like a perfect casting. They look very similar for the era that they will be basing the movie around. He's like perfect for it, like the perfect age. And I'm quite looking forward to that because I love Bruce. So I am very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, on the heels of that, we got some set photos of Big Dig Timmy on set of, I can't remember the name of it, but the Bob Dylan biopic directed by James Mangold.
Oh yeah.
And he looks exactly like Bob Dylan. He's going to be singing himself. Okay, the way you feel about Bruce Springsteen is how I feel about Bob Dylan. I need this
I
movie
feel
now.
that way about Bob Dylan too.
And we know that James Mangold can cook a banger musical biopic because Walk the Line is phenomenal. Keep these music biopics coming. Don't pump me Bob Marley One Love and Back to Black, this Amy Winehouse biopic. They released a clip from it and it was horrendous.
Yeah.
It was horrific. Amy Winehouse has no business having a biopic about her. She is a legendary singer and person, and I don't think you can do justice to her. She's just too amazing. And I can already tell from the first clip they played that this is going to be
Well,
terrible.
I feel like that's most people, but you know, you're like I am just hopeful when it is an artist that I personally enjoy, you know?
Yeah. Ugh, excuse me. Yeah, but I love that we're getting, good or not, I'm very happy we're getting more musical biopics because I love them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
sure.
that's awesome.
That's all I had.
Yeah, I have one last thing, and it is Kristen Stewart being based as shit, as per usual. Kristen Stewart says she would only star in a Marvel movie if Greta Gerwig directed one. It sounds like a fucking nightmare, actually, is what her quote was.
Great. Yeah,
Based.
Love
you, Kristen. I cannot wait to go see Love Lies Bleeding. Gonna go soon.
Yeah. Rating on Marvel right now is like free points. It's just nobody's gonna disagree with you.
Let me rack them points then.
Yeah. Should we get into our movie review?
Yeah, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Mr. Smith Goes to Washington?
Let's start Dead Poets, and then we'll do Mr. Smith, since we both like just watched Mr. Smith.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, we're doing. Holy cow, we've made it through 200 films already. That's insane. At least I have. Evan's only been here for like.
Don't you mean 50?
Oh, yeah. We're at number 200. Thank you.
I was going to say.
You're like, that doesn't sound right.
Is there 450 in this list? Okay, yeah. That's awesome.
So number 200, or 201, is Dead Poets Society. This is a very famous film. I would consider this a guys being dudes film. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah. I mean, James Stewart is just a dude, so, you know.
No, Dead Poets Society, man.
Oh, Dead Poets. Shit, man, I've had my brain on the other one. This is absolutely a guys being dudes movie. This is guys going into a cave and reading poetry, and it is guys just hanging out with Robin Williams, standing on desks, chilling out.
Yeah.
killing
Ugh.
themselves.
Oh God, we'll get into that later. Jesus Christ. No, but
Guys being
Dead
dudes.
Poets Society came out in 1999, directed by Peter Weir.
Yeah.
The GOAT, who's
Sorry,
directed
that
some
was
great
fucked up.
films. Yeah, come on, man. He has this one called Witness that everybody should watch. It's very good.
He also directed The Truman Show, which
Yeah, the most
me and
overhyped
Trey
movie of all time.
W very overhyped.
It's
This is
good, but
way
it's not
this is
amazing.
way better than that. This is so much better than that.
Oh, leagues. But yeah, we got Robin Williams, a young Ethan Hawke, which this
Go.
might have been like his first movie.
I think it was one of his first, yeah.
What a like debut. You know?
Yeah.
Like
We also
hey, there's this young kid named Ethan Hawke. Oh, is he gonna win Best Supporting Actor? Yeah, probably. I don't know if he actually did, but he should have. He is so good in this movie.
I think Robin won.
Best Supporting?
Oh, best let's see, what did it win?
We also got Robert Sean Leonard,
Sorry.
Dale Hansen.
Yeah, no, I need to talk about Robert Sean Leonard for a second. Because I, as you know, have been binge watching House in insane amounts, and he plays Wilson in House. I love Robert Sean Leonard. He's phenomenal in this movie. I already liked him before, and then I saw this movie, and yeah, he is so good as Neil. Oh my god,
so good. So, opening thoughts on the movie, Evan, give them to us.
Yeah, so I actually watched this movie for the first time about 2 months ago. I knew about it. I knew about the "Oh Captain, My Captain" scene, which we'll get into at the end because it's at the end of the movie. But like, I don't really know what to expect when I watch this, and this film blew me away. I said to my girlfriend, I was like, "Do you want to watch Dead Poets Society?" And she goes, "I love Dead Poets Society." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And she was like, "Let's watch it right now." And I was like, "Okay." This movie is funny, very relatable. It has that Holdovers vibe. Like, you can tell the Holdovers took from this very heavily, of that boarding school type thing. You know, parents bearing down, kids just trying to get by, you know, school is overwhelming, and relating to somebody and feeling that sense of safety and relief. This movie is so warm. It's like a warm blanket of just acceptance and safety, and like everyone is just scared and overwhelmed in this film. And Robin Williams, you couldn't have cast it better, comes in as John Keating, and
he's just an absolute goofball.
He's such a goofball. That is a perfect way to say it. He is cracking jokes. He just is keeping it light, and then it evolves into this. Who would have thought poetry could become this? And it's guys being dudes sneaking out to the cave to become the Dead Poets Society, just hanging out. It's crazy. This movie took me so like out of left field. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting to like it, and it's weird because
Nuanda.
I finished it, and I was talking to some people, and we were talking about like this or Good Will Hunting. And it's weird because they're very different movies plot wise, but they have that same vibe of like, growing up and everything's gonna be okay. Shit sucks, but like it's gonna be okay. And it's something I want to talk about later, comparing the two. But like, this era of I guess this is 80s. It's a coming of age movie that just really is comforting, and I love it. It is hysterical. I wanted to watch it again before the pod, but I didn't get a chance to. I'm definitely gonna watch it soon because I just love it. I gave it a 5-star on my first watch. Like, I know that's not saying much for me, but like, yeah, I fucking love this movie. I'm sorry, Trey's mom. This is a phenomenal film.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's excellent. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. At least most of it.
Yeah.
It's funny. Robin Williams is hilarious per usual. I don't think he is physically capable of not being funny, like ever.
Yeah.
He is excellent in this. Ethan Hawke is amazing. Whoever played Knox is so good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Josh Charles.
Josh Charles, he is excellent in this. It's really just so good. The runtime flies by. It's a little
Oh
over 2
yeah.
hours.
Blasted
It's
by.
just like a good film, you know.
Yeah.
So what is the most rewatchable scene for you here?
Yeah, this is tough because I haven't seen it in a couple months, but I mean it's hard. I really love like this won't be a pinpoint scene, but just a part in the movie when they
Yeah.
kind of figure out what Robin Williams is doing and just like this is a space to just chill. Like once he comes into the movie and this class is settled, like that is just such a fun part. And I mean, the ending is heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking, but the ending scene is so powerful and like
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, it's just immaculate. I don't. It's a very rewatchable scene, but it's not like oh I can't wait to watch that scene because it follows some sad shit. Um,
Yeah.
what about you? Because you just watched this like yesterday.
So most rewatchable, it's one line of dialogue, and I'll probably put it as the opening of this episode.
Yeah.
It's where he says like math, science, history, those teach us how to live life, and then he's like poetry, art, romance, love, those make life worth living.
God,
And it's
spitting.
just such a good line. Um, or uh, the scene where Neil performs for the first time.
Oh, I love that,
So good.
dude. He looks so happy on the
Anything with
stage.
Neil.
Yeah.
Anything with Neil. He is my favorite character in this movie. He obviously brings out the best in people.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
knows how to get Todd out of his shell. And even when Todd is like, dude, leave me alone, he's like, no, you're gonna come hang out with us. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
We all need a Neil in our life.
Everyone needs a Neil. Yeah, dude. He looks so happy on the stage.
Yeah.
And that's where he belongs, and it makes the ending even more heartbreaking. But like, yeah, again, I want to stress this. I knew Robert Sean Leonard because I'd seen House before. His character in House, same shit. He is the same person in House. He plays an oncologist, so he's dealing with cancer patients, and he's a very kind and like he's a flawed person in House, but like very heartwarming and tender, and it's you can tell that like he learned from Dead Poet Society how to be that kind of person, and it's just like Neil is just such a great character. I was looking just now on IMDb, and the writer has not really written anything super famous. It's crazy.
Yeah. I want to, speaking of the ending, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on the ending? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think it would have been more effective to, spoilers, obviously, if you haven't seen Dead Poets, skip ahead. But do you think it would be more effective if Neil hadn't killed himself? If something else had happened? Because I think that was such a good choice. And it makes the ending that much more effective and that much more heartbreaking.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that Neil killing himself is kind of like a necessary, not necessary, but like to this story where you have kids trying to kind of be outside of the norm. And Neil is the biggest, example of that. He's an art kid. He's, poetry club, all this shit.
Yeah.
And he just can't deal with his parents being like, yeah, no, that's dumb. Like, you're not doing that. You're not being an actor.
Yeah.
And it cuts to the "Oh Captain, My Captain." Okay, you might have to refresh my memory about how far the suicide is to the "Oh Captain, My Captain" scene.
There's like 20 minutes in between them.
Yeah. Gotcha. But like Robin gets fired right before that.
Yeah, so what happens basically is he kills himself, and then Charlie wakes up Todd in the middle of the night, and they're like, hey man, Neil's dead. And then the school is like, we're launching a full investigation. We expect cooperation from all parties.
Right, yeah.
And then that dumb redhead kid like rats them all out.
Yes.
Also, worst character in the movie. What the hell, man? And then Mr. Keating gets fired, and so he comes in the room while the principal is teaching them, and
Yeah.
they're like, and Todd's the first one to stand up and be like, "Oh, Captain,
Yeah.
my Captain."
I
Um,
think because that scene is already great no matter what. Like say you take out the suicide and just have Keating gets fired, cut to "Oh Captain, my Captain."
yeah,
The fact that you have a character who is so like built into not being the typical, Catholic man that, gets a job and goes goes to school, and he's like, "No, I want to be an actor. I want to read poetry."
yeah. Well, we got to
And
think
and
about this takes place in the 50s too.
right.
Uh,
Right. Yeah, like I think that the fact that you have this character that is so strong in his own beliefs on what he wants it to be as a person, and it's awesome because he's a talented person, and everyone says no, not everyone, but like, his family says no. And he's
yeah,
like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
yeah,
And kills himself. It makes that impact of everyone at the end of the movie being like, "We're with Neil. This is what we are." Like, you can
hmm
shove it so much more impactful. So much more impactful.
yeah. I totally agree. Um,
I
yeah,
it,
this movie is just okay. So going back to your question, Good Will Hunting or this? I have
okay,
my
so
answer. It's
yeah,
close, but I have my answer.
I have two questions. I have that, and then I have, say you want the warm blanket feeling in a movie. Do you go to The Holdovers, this, or Good Will Hunting? Because those three are all the same vibes. They're
I
all
go to the
amazing.
Holdovers for Warm
Okay.
Blanket, but what I think is the best and what I prefer out of those three, Dead Poet Society.
I agree with you that it's very close, and I've seen Good Will Hunting more recently. I think that I think I like Good Will Hunting more, especially because, and again, this is like neck and neck, and you could ask me on a different day. Like, say I watch Dead Poets Society tonight, my answer is probably going to change. But I find that, especially because Good Will Hunting is written by Ben and Matt when they're kids, it's
Yeah,
such an authentic look at like how people feel in that age. And Good Will Hunting has the everything's going to be okay, even though the world is really hard right now, on
yeah,
overdrive. And one of my favorite scenes, like say you take all three of those movies
mm-hmm.
and you pick a scene. I think my favorite scene of like one on one, take out Robin Williams because those two scenes in Good Will Hunting I'll talk about in a sec. But when Ben Affleck says to Matt Damon, "My dream is to come to your house and ring on your doorbell and you don't answer, and I find out you've gone and you're doing better things," because he's like, "You can't be a construction worker. You're just too good."
Yeah,
And it and then you get the ending of Good Will Hunting, and he knocks on the door and he just smiles and he's so happy that Will is going to get the girl. He's going to a better place. It is
well,
so
he even
freeing.
says it's like a because Robin Williams comes to knock at his door, and it's even
Yeah.
better because the note says, "Gotta go see about a girl."
He goes, "Fucker stole my line," or something like that. And that was
Yeah,
improvised, that line by Robin Williams.
yeah, because you know why? Because Robin Williams is a freaking goat, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, I find that it's so hard to compare the two because they are different movies. Like, the boarding school thing is very different from, kids in a working class Boston or whatever. But
Yeah,
I again, both these movies feel very organic and authentic. I very,
mm-hmm.
very slightly edge to Good Will Hunting.
Slightly edge. What do you mean by that?
Dude, I was thinking it. And then I
So
think that the Robin Williams performance is better in Good Will Hunting.
that's fair. That's
But
fair. I
again,
think
both
it's
these
better
movies are
too,
5 stars.
but
I
I
adore
prefer it. Dead
I
Poets.
adore both these movies. I think both are phenomenal. I'm really happy that I finally watched Dead Poet Society because I was sleeping on it. I went
Yeah,
into it and I was like, I know that somebody dies at the end and the "Oh Captain, my Captaincy," and that was about it. And oh my god, it's
yeah,
so good. I love that movie.
yeah. It's really damn good.
The reason when we started this that I started talking about Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, thinking it was that, not Dead Poets Side, because I thought Dead Poets Side was higher. Because it should be higher. It should be way higher than 201.
Yeah, that was my question. Where does this land on the IMDb top?
This is
250? I think
easily
this is top 100.
I was just about to say it's easily top 100. I don't even think there's a question.
Yeah.
This is a phenomenal movie. And I can't wait
Yeah.
till we get to the top 100 and I'm like, Dead Poets Society should be in here.
Yeah. Well, I had an idea because we're doing our director deep dives as well, and we're obviously going to come upon movies that we've already reviewed on the pod. So when we get to that point, when that happens, me and Evan will come up with a movie that we think deserves to be on the IMDb top 250, but just isn't.
Ooh.
And we can be.
That's
so
a good
La La
idea.
Land will obviously be our first one.
Is it
because
not
that
on the?
movie totally deserves.
It's not on the
No,
list.
it's not. No.
Wait, is Babylon on the
And
list?
we got like
Because I
Life of Brian and crap like that in the beginning, and I'm like, what are we
You
doing here?
Stinky,
Put it on.
Stinky, stinky.
Put it at number 1.
Monty Python, very stinky.
And yeah, I would agree. I would agree. I'm not
really?
a British dad, so I would agree.
Dude, another reason you're my best
but
friend, because
yeah,
everyone shut
we're
Monty
obviously
Python
gonna
down
get some
my throat.
movies like Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood, stuff like that, and The Dark Knight. And for those, we'll just do movies we think belong on the IMDb top 250.
I mean, when we get to The Dark Knight, I'll probably watch it again just because I love it. But yeah, that is a great idea. Trey has not told me about this, and I think it's a fantastic idea.
No, I literally just thought of it right now.
Dude, that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Shout out
By the way,
Malik.
guys, a lot of announcements I make on the podcast about the podcast, I don't tell Evan beforehand. I try to just come up with them while we're recording, and I just throw it out there. Because that's how in sync me and Evan are. Every idea I have, Evan's like, that's a banger idea. We should totally
also,
do that.
anytime that we're yapping and not recording, we're not talking about the podcast. We're talking about random shit.
Yeah. For real.
Hell yeah. I will definitely let you take the lead on Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I have a couple things to say about it. This is a America movie.
Yeah, I think as an American, I can offer a better perspective on it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off on the idea thing.
No, I think as an American, I can offer a better perspective on it, as I probably know about the American government system than you do, since Evan is from Canada.
I also don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't either. What you call, I think people call it apolitical, where you're just like, don't care. Like, I'm probably never going to vote. I did buy my first lottery ticket the other day. Powerball was at 999 million. So I was like, hey, what the hell? You know?
That's so crazy that they get that high there. Because, like, the highest here is, like, 70 mil, 80 mil, maybe?
Then the government half.
Yeah,
but that's still like a quarter or $500 million.
Yeah,
where like I wouldn't have to work for the rest of my life. I could just do this pod forever. What? What's that face?
My girlfriend just messaged me and said, "Your bones are wet. Think about that." That's awful. I hate that thought.
God.
I hate that thought so much, dude. That's
so
disgusting.
Bad.
Yep.
Okay.
Ponder on that.
But yeah, number 200 officially. 200. Holy
yes, sir.
Number 200 is a 1939 Jimmy Stewart classic, directed by Frank Capra, who also directed It Happened One Night, which you can see. That was before even Evan came on the pod. It is me, Jagger, and Film Gunch reviewing that. If you go way back, it's the first video we ever did. It was a blast. That out. We already reviewed it. But we're reviewing today. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. You got Jimmy Stewart or James Stewart. I think most people
the
know
GOAT.
Jimmy Stewart though.
Oh my god.
Truly.
Maybe one of the most enjoyable voices to listen to in my that my ears have ever graced.
Yeah, that was Jonathan's review. I could listen to Jimmy Stewart talk for
Yeah.
23 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jimmy Stewart, Gene Arthur, Claude Rains, Edward Arnold, Guy Kibbe, Thomas Mitchell, Eugene Pallette, Belua Bondi. I'm probably not saying that right. Jean Arthur was so good in this. She plays Clarissa.
Oh yeah.
So, romance, drama, laughter, and heartbreak, created out of the very heart and soil of America. Naive and idealistic Jefferson Smith, leader of the Boy Rangers, like the Boy Scouts, is appointed to the United States Senate by the puppet governor of his state. He soon discovers, upon going to Washington, many shortcomings of the political process, as his earnest goal of a national boys' camp leads to a conflict with the state political boss. This movie, are we into 8.2s yet? No, are we still on 8.1s? We're still on 8.1s.
Damn.
4.1 overall on Letterboxd. I gave this a 4.5. Evan gave this a 3.5, which is still a positive score from Evan.
Yeah.
Do you want me? Do you want to do your opening thoughts?
Yeah,
like your thoughts that you had, and then I can.
Yeah, let me say my piece. It won't be long.
Okay. Yeah.
I watched this with Jonathan. Both of us were kind of like.
Shout out to Jonathan, the absolute homie.
Dude, always chilling in the Real Talk voice chat, man. And I was like, dude, I'm not gonna be yapping. I'm gonna be playing video games while I watch this. And he goes, dude, I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn while we watch this. That's a W.
Yeah.
I like this movie. It is okay. I'll get into it more when we get to the what we've been watching. But I watched Knights of Cabrio last night, my first Fellini, and the score was angelic.
Mm-hmm.
Scores in the early age of film hit different. There are some amazing scores these days. You know, there's Justin Hurwitz and, you know, Hans Zimmer and all this. There is something about a score pre-1960s that is so whimsical and entertaining that you could literally just listen to the movie and still have a fun time.
Yeah.
They're so enjoyable. I love the score. The editing was super entertaining. Like this there's this segment like half an hour into this movie and it's just like pictures of the Constitution, the American flag, and all this America, fuck yeah type stuff.
Yeah.
Which made me laugh, but like I thought technically this movie was extremely enjoyable. The acting was great. It's you know, a semi-predictable story. I'm kind of surprised it's this high on the list, I'm not gonna lie, but I liked it. I think that you know, a man standing up to, you know, they put him in as a little goofball thinking he can't do shit, and
then
he's like, oh, I want to do this, you know. The scene when he gets his first letter from one of the boys who wants to be a Boy Scout, adorable. It's like, I can't wait to join your camp, here's 9 cents. He's like, I'm gonna be up late tonight. Adorable. Like, this is a wholesome ass movie, and also it's entertaining seeing a man stand up to the government. It's crazy this movie is 85 years old. Yeah, I really liked it. It's a very high 3.5. It could probably be a 4. I was gaming while I watched it. I don't know if I'll rewatch it just because
man, so was I. You know,
I don't know if I care enough to. It's weird because I love some political thrillers, or political movies, but I tend to, you know, veer towards thrillers and dramas more than something like this, where it's like patriotism and freedom. But yeah, I'm not the target audience for this movie, but I still had a great time, and I think you should watch it. I was not excited. I went into this, you know, a lot of the old movies are really short, so I was like, oh yeah, you know, it's 1939, like it's about America. It'll probably be 90 minutes. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes. Runtime blew by. This movie went by super. Yeah, the pacing is great. This is a super fast-paced movie, and I think the score and the editing really help with that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's worth a watch, and it's really enjoyable. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to go ahead and do?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thoughts?
Yeah, go.
So I have a lot of thoughts about this. First of all, might I say, I am a massive sucker for movies that have come out between 1930 and 1958. I think that era of cinema, it just has this certain charm to it that is just so delightful. And I just love it so much. I love old cinema. Um, Now I'm going to say this. If you're an American like me who's fed up and frustrated with our judicial and government system, this
Really
movie's
quick,
for you.
really quick before you go on this tangent. You just said that. Why on God's green earth have you not watched Billy Wilder movies yet? Because you will give
I've
all of
watched The
them.
Apartment.
Watch Sunset Boulevard. Watch Double Indemnity. Watch Some Like It Hot. You will give all three of those movies 5 stars. I promise you. I cannot
Okay.
believe you said that, and I just looked at my letterbox and you hadn't seen them. Dude, you will love those movies. They are exactly what you just said, incarnate. Sorry.
Yeah.
Back to your.
It's all good. Yeah, so if you're an American like me who's frustrated and fed up with our broken government and judicial system and feel like you have no power, it's true. You don't. It doesn't matter. Don't vote. Your vote doesn't matter. That's not how it works at all. And if you feel that way, like I do, this movie's for you. This is about a guy who takes on the system and wins. Um, he he takes on, and a lot of the times you go to these older movies, and a lot of the themes and plot and all that stuff isn't still like relatable today. This one is very relatable to today. This guy takes on the broken system of the US government and does what is right, and he wins. It's awesome. I think this movie's excellent. I think Jimmy Stewart is just an absolute delight here. He's such a lovable character. As I said previously, I think Jean Arthur was really good, and Claude Rains, who played Joseph Payne, was excellent. Holy cow, that guy has a stacked filmography. Claude Rains starred in Casablanca, Lawrence of Arabia, Notorious, The Invisible Man, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, The Wolf Man, The Adventures of Robin Hood, and the original Phantom of the Opera. Holy cow. What a filmography, man. Yeah, and Jimmy Stewart is the delight here. I think it's, as Evan said, it's paced really well. It's written really well. Like, spoilers, if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead. But the third act of the movie is basically Jimmy Stewart's character filibustering the entire U.S. Senate, and it's awesome. You get some great dialogue from there. It's a great performance from him, and I was decently engaged with the story the whole time. I thought the love story was solid, but it didn't reduce Clarissa's character to like just a female, which is rare to see in older films like this, to like just the love interest. She was also like, she had more depth than just being like the dumb love interest, which is something you don't see in a lot of films from this era. So I was very impressed by that, especially watching Frank Capra's It Happened One Night, where it is just, it has insane sexism and all that stuff, but I didn't get that big of vibes from this one. I could be wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong. But I felt like she had more depth than other characters he's written. I think there's a lot to enjoy about this movie. I think it's very inspiring. It's heartfelt. It's warm. It just makes it's a feel-good movie.
This is a super enjoyable film. Even if you don't give a shit about American politics, this is a super enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
Fighting the man, hanging out.
The underdog, fighting the man. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, so had to walk. So School of Rock could sprint.
Real.
God, what a film. I can't wait till we review School of Rock. We need to do a Richard Linklater directed.
I've seen it so many times.
It's so good. Read between the lines, Theo.
Read between the lines! Oh my god. So
what
good.
A line. But yeah, those are all my thoughts. It's excellent. It's a good feel-good film. Just that whole kind of vibe. Do you have any more thoughts?
Yeah, just a couple. Like I said to Jonathan, I was like, I feel like they could have shaved a little bit off this movie. Like he said, he was he's American, but he's lived in Canada most of his life, and like, yeah, I think they could have like this could have been a very tight hour 45. Found myself kind of wanting it to be over at one point just because it can feel a little redundant of shutting them down. I thought the whole framing aspect in the second half of the movie is super entertaining.
Yeah, I was like, oh
But yeah,
shit.
this movie is just fun to watch. I was shocked at how much I enjoyed watching it because I really did not want to watch this movie. I yeah, it's worth a watch, It don't go in expecting some riveting drama. It's not that. It's entertaining, and James Stewart has maybe the best voice ever. He kills it
Yeah.
as always.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, this is just, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'll probably rewatch it at some point just
Yeah.
because I think
I
it'll
can
probably
see
go to
I can see this one having high rewatchability.
yeah, because it's not a super serious movie, and I think it could go to a 4 for me. Like, I wouldn't be surprised just
Mhm.
because he's got such a charm that makes the scenes enjoyable, and again, the music is peak, the editing is great, the pacing's really good. If the pacing was bad, no way, but like the pacing is
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. This
Do you
good
think
stuff.
this belongs higher or lower on the IMDb top 250?
I would
say
probably
lower.
I would probably
say
say lower
in
too.
The 230 range.
Yeah.
But like that's not that far off. I feel like this
Yeah.
is an okay placement.
No, I definitely, and this movie is definitely like, it's weird to say ahead of its time, but it's definitely kind of ahead of its time. Where, like you said, it's
Yeah.
really relevant to today, and I think that's one of the reasons it belongs here is because it is a very prominent film even today, and that's really cool. That's cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But those are our reviews for today. I'm gonna do our next episodes right now before we get into what we've been watching recently.
Yeah, while you do that, I'm gonna run to the washroom, so you run through that. I'll be right back.
You want to get me a water?
Yeah, sure, man.
Thank you.
I wish.
Hopefully, I can ask that at some point, and we'll be like
Yeah.
living together. That would be sick as hell.
Dude, Trey, I'm not gonna lie. I had a dream that I came to Seattle and we went to go see. I know you don't live in Seattle, but I had a dream we went to Seattle and went to go see My Morning Jacket together.
Oh my god, dude, that's not a dream. That's real life.
It will happen. We will go see My Morning
happen.
Jacket together at some point.
Dude, you know what song? Dude, The Leftovers has so many My Morning Jacket needle drops. It's sick. They did what's the one?
I know.
The A E.
Dude,
the O U. Oh, what song is that?
Yes, dude. Okay, so I found that song. It's called 80 State of the Art, and it's a Jim James song. It's a solo song, not a My Morning Jacket song.
The one where it's like A E I.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
It's called I think it's called something State of the Art, and it's a Jim James song, not a My Morning Jacket song.
Is it Jim James or is it his undercover musician named Yim Yames?
It's Jim James.
Okay, dude, I love that Yim Yames.
Yeah, State of the Art AEIOU, Jim James. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, because that song goes hard.
But if My Morning Jacket comes near you, because they will never come near me, I will fly to where you are, and we will go together.
All right.
I swear to God.
Okay. But we'd have to make like a whole weekend out of it. Like,
you'd
have to come stay with me, and we'd go. Yeah. Like, they gotta come to like I saw them at the Edgefield. It's like a outdoor venue that's really nice.
Dude, I want to see them outside so bad.
Yeah, and then we could like. We could go to the pinball arcade, and we could go to Movie Madness and rent some movies.
Yeah, there's a movie rental place near you?
Dude, and I'm a member.
God. Oh my god, that's crazy.
And there's 2 of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You do the next episodes. I'll be right back.
All right. So, our next episode's Friday. The one we were supposed to do last Friday. Will be There Will Be Blood in the Master, continuing our Paul Thomas Anderson director deep dive, and then the Tuesday after that, so do what will be next Tuesday, we will be reviewing Mad Max Fury Road and Sherlock Jr., and then the Friday after that, we will be reviewing, I believe, Inherent Vice and what was the other one? Inherent Vice and Phantom Thread. And then the Tuesday after that, we will be reviewing Wild Tales and The Wages of Fear, which I haven't heard. I think I've heard of Wild Tales, but I've never heard of The Wages of Fear. But both of them look cool. We're excited for those. What else? What else? I think that's pretty much it. We're gonna try to get the episode with my mom planned this next week. She will come on and we will review The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, one of the greatest traveling films of all time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we got going on. Please come and join us for those. Evan.
Join us for Trey's first experience of Mad Max Fury Road. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm so excited.
Evan.
Shall we?
It's time for what might be our favorite part of the episode.
Yes, sir.
Where we just get to yap about what we've been watching.
So we're going back to the 26th. Last Tuesday.
Last 1 week. Tuesday. Oh my gosh, I have so many.
Yeah, I got a big kahuna too.
2, 3, 4. Count how many you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. I have 22.
I have 12.
Okay.
Because I was moving. It would be high if it was 1 week. Dude, it was so funny. I said to my girlfriend, because shout out Max for putting out the monthly stats in the Real Talk Discord. 7th place, Trey takes the championship again.
Well, no, you can't take the championship. You can't take the championship
never lost
when you aren't even in the competition. That's not my choice either. We do a monthly film leaderboard in the Real Talk Discord where it's basically like who can log the most films. And I think it was back in October.
It was crazy.
I think it was back in August where I got like 102 in August. And then September I got like 147. I think that's
148.
my record. 148 in 1 month. That's my record. My parents don't know about that. Hopefully they're not listening. That was back in September. And then October, I did like 120. And then after October, they kicked me out of the competition. So now it's the whole leaderboard, and then I'm up in the corner.
Yeah.
That's how good I am. I'm not even allowed to play.
I'm still mad about it because for October, I went crazy. It was my first over 100 month. I had 101 films watched. And Max does a top 3 podium, right?
Yeah.
The other person in 3rd place also had 101 films watched. He beat me because of alphabetical order.
That's so. Who was it?
I don't remember, and I'm so mad about it. So
and who was at number 1 that month?
Oh, probably you. It might have been Oscar too. I don't know. Or Ryan.
I might have been taken off.
Ryan was gazing hard too.
I might have been taken off the leaderboard that month. That might have been the first month where I wasn't allowed. I'm not allowed. But yeah, I consistently every single month, no one beats me. I am the reigning champ.
It was so funny because it came out yesterday, and I said to my girlfriend, I said, "Do you want to know how many movies I watched last month?" And she goes, "Not really." And I said, 66. I said it's a light month for me, and she goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you? A light month?" She said, "We were moving. How did you watch 66?" She said, "How did you watch 66 movies?" I said, "What do you think I did while I was packing boxes?" And she was like, "You're sick in the head." It was so funny.
Yeah. So for what we've been watching, I'll do 2. You do 1. How's that sound?
Let me kick it off with Titanic 2. Shout out Tubi. Holy stinky. Very, very stinky. Gosh. I gave this a 1 star. And this came out the same day as that AI film, so I gave it a 1 star, and my review says, at least it was made by humans. Shout out Jagger.
Yeah. So my first 2 are Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Went and saw that in the theaters. 5 stars. And I know I'm going to get ripped apart for this, but I have basically all of them at 5 stars. I love the Ghostbusters movies. They're some of my favorite movies of all time. This one was a blast. It was fun. It was a cash grab. It obviously had a lot of problems, but it was really fun. Paul Rudd was a delight, as he usually is, as Gary Gruberson. That's his name in this movie, Gary Gruberson. And Carrie Coon is in it, so that's another massive W. And then after with that, I watched a Michael Shannon movie called The Harvest, which was pretty stinky, honestly. Wasn't that great.
2-star minimum?
No, 1.5. Michael Shannon didn't even save this one. Because Michael Shannon played like a bad dude. So, yeah. And Charlie Tahan is in this. I don't know if you know who that is, Evan.
Yeah,
he was
I do.
in Super Dark Times.
Yeah,
like super peak times. Am I right, Evan?
True. Peak movie.
That movie
very,
is
very
so
peak.
good.
Very, very
my
good.
Gosh.
Have you seen Take Shelter?
No, not yet. Not
Ooh.
yet. All right, give us your next one.
My next one is Gummo. I did not know what the fuck to watch.
Yeah, okay, let me ask you, was this your first Harmony Korine movie?
I don't know. Let me look.
You did like Beach Bum and
I've seen Spring Breakers. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
it.
You know, like the really weird vibe he brings to the table.
Yeah, and I was kind of in the mood for something weird. And
yeah, Gummo is weird, dude.
I watched Gummo. I didn't like it. This movie is so odd and just gross and grimy. There's weird dudes eating spaghetti in the bathtub and beating cats like a piñata, and
yeah, I didn't like it either.
I gave it 2.5. That's probably way too high. I was playing video games
Don't
while I watched
Jagger
it.
that. Jagger thinks that movie is peak.
That's
he has
crazy.
That at a 5.
What the? That's crazy.
I was genuinely concerned after I watched it. I was like, "How do you have this at a 5?"
Yeah, there's not really a plot, and it's just like weird.
Just like, it's a guys being dudes movie, but if the guys were being weird dudes.
It's so funny because my Letterboxd review is weird guys doing weird shit.
Yeah, man.
And it's just like
don't watch Trash Humpers then. Trash Humpers is like, oh.
Yeah, this movie's incoherent. It doesn't have a plot. It's grimy. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have it so high.
Don Siegel's Escape from Alcatraz, starring Clint Eastwood. This was awesome. It was very, very good. Clint Eastwood is great as always. I love any Prison Break movies, and the more Prison Break movies I watch that came out before Shawshank, the more I'm like, wow, Shawshank really wasn't that original. Like there were genuine scenes in here that they stole from Shawshank, or that Shawshank stole from them. And like even watching stuff like Cool Hand Luke, I'm just like, wow, Shawshank is slowly depreciating for me. Kind of like Dark Knight. I used to think Dark Knight was one of the greatest movies ever made.
Let's not.
But it's been depreciating. What
do you mean? We glazed it like a month ago.
I know. I still think it's amazing. I still think Shawshank is really good. But again, not my favorite. Dark Knight Rises and Batman Begins are better than The Dark Knight. We're just gonna say that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, I watched Risky Business for the first time. Holy peak! This movie has the vibes, dude. If you like vibes of like those 80s like kids movies,
everyone. I feel like I can guess the vibes of this movie purely from the scene that every single human on the planet knows of Tom Cruise in his underwear, just vibing out with the Ray-Bans.
You cannot guess the vibes of this movie, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
my review says, when you drive your dad's car into Lake Michigan, so you and the fellas start a brothel in your own house to get out of trouble.
It's hot. I need to watch that.
pretty peak. It's insanely horny too, and I know how you
Ooh,
like horny movies. So, um,
sure do. Speaking of horror movies, got one coming up.
yeah, give it to me.
Not yet. I watched the Spider Verse short. It's cool.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. Nice take on
love
mental
seeing
health and
relatable
anxiety.
superhero stories.
Yeah, super. It's good. Yeah, I liked it. It's. I'm glad it exists.
Yeah.
What are your next
Um,
two?
my next two are Hunger Games Mockingjay Part One and Two.
I saw you watch these two. I
Um,
have not seen these movies. I've read the book though.
okay, so I've never read the books. Up to this point, I'd only seen the first one, which is peak, Catching Fire, which is the best one, and Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which might have been the worst movie of 2023.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, it's awful. It is so awful. It's kind of a hot take though because all of my mutuals really like it.
Yeah,
Um,
Cash thought it was okay. I saw. I was
yeah, I
listening
thought
to
it
his,
was just bad. But yeah, so I had never seen these. I didn't know any of the story. These were both still super solid. This is a really solid like franchise.
Yeah, people
If you
dog on
take out
those two movies.
Songbirds and Snakes, it's a really solid franchise. And there goes your camera. Um, uh, I genuinely cried multiple times during both of these
Oh shit!
movies.
It's got the
Seeing
Philip Seymour
PETA.
Hoffman tax credit too, eh?
Oh yeah, and the Julianne Moore tax credit.
Who?
And the Marshala Ali tax credit.
Oh, what?
Yeah, dude. But
I
yeah,
have to watch
seeing
these.
PETA like the way he was and how like the Capitol basically like tortured him and rewrote his brain to where he wanted to kill Katniss, that was like really really sad, and totally made me cry. And then like I don't know if it's this way in the book, but the final scene is like it flashes forward to the future, and PETA and Katniss are living in District 12 together, and they have two kids, and that made me cry.
Nice.
Also, here's the thing. I started off this series as Team Gale. I hated PETA. I was like, dude, Gale's
Ooh.
a homie. We
Yeah,
want
but
to
he's so
stay with
handsome
him.
in the movies.
I know. I love Liam Hemsworth.
God
What a
Lord.
beauty. Yeah. But then by the end of it, I was completely switched. I was like, screw you, Gale. You dropped a bomb on a bunch of children. Go PETA.
Okay,
Um,
I have not seen these movies, and I don't remember the book, so
oh, well, you should have said that before
no,
I
it's
started
okay. No,
spoiling it.
it's fine because I'm probably not gonna
Um,
watch them soon because I got a fat watch list. But
yeah, but
that's
they were
crazy.
enjoyable. They got some dope action. These movies always got dope action.
Do you understand why people dog these movies or not really?
I don't really understand it.
Hmm.
But again, that's why we're not the average film critic podcast. We're the average
Yeah.
film enjoyers because me and you both, we like to enjoy films
Yes,
rather
sir.
than to critique films. I'm just
And-
here. I'm just here to enjoy film.
Are you done with Mockingjay before I?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Give us your next
Speaking
one.
of enjoying a film, I watched Brian De Palma's holy shit 1981 masterpiece Blowout. Oh my god, one of the
I
best
think I
looking
have
films.
that on D. No, I have. I think it's just called Blow. It's like a movie with
Oh, with Johnny Depp. Yeah, I know what you're
Johnny
talking
Depp.
about.
Yeah.
This is maybe one of the best looking films ever. It has some insane split diopter shots. De Palma was cooking so hard. Audio
Yeah.
design off the charts. The vibes off the charts as a nighttime movie.
Mhm.
John Travolta killed it. Like, oh my god, this movie's so good. There was a recent wave of glazing of Blowout in the Discord, and I had not seen this, and I was like, oh, maybe you should watch it. It was playing in my theater. It's actually, I think, was my first film raffle recommendation.
Mhm.
My very first one from last year, and I never watched it because I was like, oh yeah, I'll go see it in theaters, and I missed it. This movie is awesome.
Yeah.
It is a mystery noir, like John Lithgow kills it. It's so good. Watch this movie.
Yeah.
Crank the stereo. Watch this movie. Enjoy the split diopter insaneness. This
Mhm.
movie is phenomenal. Yeah, it's so good. I love it. I'll get to it soon, but I'm currently about to dive down into Brian De Palma. and Fellini, and yeah.
W.
Because I did
Um,
Phantom of the Paradise last week, and I love that movie. Loved it,
Yeah.
loved it. And then I did
Yeah.
Blowout, which is also amazing. So I'm just like so excited to go keep going.
Yeah. Next, I checked off a couple Nick Cage movies because we love Nick Cage on this podcast. Watched Vengeance, a Love Story.
So that
Um, this is just another Nick Cage being a badass rogue cop movie.
love that.
Just killing people who deserve to be killed. Loved it. It was actually not bad. Don Johnson is in it. Love me some
Ooh,
Don Johnson.
hell
And
yeah!
then I watched a Nick Cage classic. I'd seen this movie memed 100 times. It's like
We
three
talked about
scenes from
this.
this movie that
Yeah.
are the most memed Nick Cage.
Oh my
memes.
god.
I watched Vampire's Kiss. Now, if you've seen this,
ABC.
yeah, if you've seen this clip from Nick Cage where he's like, that's from Vampire's Kiss. Go watch it. They just let Robert Bierman just let Nicolas Cage be as outrageous as he
It
wanted
is
to.
horrifically hysterical. This
It
movie
is
is
one of the
awful,
funniest movies I've ever watched.
and it is so funny. Oh my
yeah,
god!
he is so good. He is so good.
You need to watch The Wicker Man, bro. Not the bees. There is a scene in The Wicker Man, Trey, where he is
Yeah.
dressed in a bear costume and runs up to a lady and sucker punches her in the face. It
That's
is
sick.
hysterical. This movie, dude, The Wicker Man is as funny as Vampire's Kiss. But the
Okay,
production
maybe
value
I'll
is
watch it
higher, so
tonight.
it's less beat. Dude, my girlfriend's at choir watching movies tonight together.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Tuesday night is our night.
Tuesday. Yeah.
It's our homie night.
Yeah. Vampire Kiss Peak. Next, got a little story to tell you.
Yeah.
I went to the theaters. Me and my girlfriend.
Yep.
You know, we're stressed out with the move. My grandma gave me movie passes for Christmas, and there are
you
2
talked about
tickets.
that last episode.
Yeah, 2 tickets, 2 popcorns, 2 drinks. And we're like, let's go to the movies. We're stressed out. Let's go to the movies after work.
Mhm.
You know, we'll hang out. It was so funny. My girlfriend's like, "Can we stop at the weed store?" And I was like, "Okay." And she
Oh,
bought like some edibles, like because we went to go see Immaculate. Went to go see a horror
Yeah.
movie.
And you got like stoned before?
She did. I don't like weed. It makes my heart race really fast, so I don't like it. And I was driving anyway, so I was like, you know what? You
Good.
do your thing. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This movie really surprised me. But before
It's
I talk
good?
about the movie, I need to talk about the fucking menaces that sat beside me. These
Okay.
two 15-year-old girls were sitting in front of us for the first 5 minutes of this movie, and nobody showed up. So they came and sat in the back row beside us. These 2 girls were on their phones the entire movie. They were talking at full volume the entire movie. They would not shut the fuck up. I asked them to put their phones away multiple times. It was infuriating. Have you seen this movie?
No, not yet.
Okay, so there's a scene where somebody's water breaks. They said out loud at full volume, "Oh my god!" There's a scene where somebody's arm gets broken. It's like the first scene of the movie. They yelled, "What the flip? What the flip, Trey?"
Cool, man. I'd be walking out to the front and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, can you get these people out of here?"
I wanted to so bad, dude. If I was alone, I would have, but I didn't want to cause a scene. And my girlfriend was like, "I don't give a shit." But I was so pissed off because I was sitting beside them. She was sitting beside me, and then these menaces
Yeah.
were sitting beside me on the other side. Oh my god, it was infuriating. Movie super fun. This is Rosemary's Baby, pretty much, but like the gore is phenomenal. I was not expecting this. I thought this was a PG-13 horror movie. The gore is amazing. Oh my god, there's some awesome gore in this movie. The pacing is really good. The score is good. Sydney Sweeney is an awesome scream queen.
Hell yeah.
Like
man.
literally,
Love
there's
to
a
see
scene
it.
that, and
We
it's
love
been in a lot of
Sydney
the. Yeah, there's a lot of promotional scenes where she's screaming. That scene is phenomenal. She is a great scream queen. This movie surprised me so much. I thought I was gonna
Mhm.
really hate it.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4 stars. I really want to rewatch it at home in a better, experience. It's great. It's really, really good. It's 89 minutes.
Oh,
Pacing is awesome.
sick.
It blows by. The visuals are good. Score is good. Kills are amazing. Yeah, go watch it. It's worth a watch. Like, it's probably coming to streaming soon, but like this is worth the theater, like the $15 for a theater experience. It's really good.
Yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. I did the first time I went and saw Scream 6. I went with my brother, and we were sitting in the theater. We walked in, and during trailers, it is completely empty. It is just
Yeah.
us two. So we're chilling. You know, we're like, this is sick. We love to see it. And this is a massive theater too, like 30 rows.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Huge. This guy walks in, and I'm like, yeah, he's probably gonna sit far away from us. You know, that's what I would do. That's
What
any
movie was
good
this for?
person would-
Sorry.
Scream 6.
Oh, right. Sorry.
And he walks. We're sitting in the row where like the rails are in front of you.
Yeah,
So you can
I
put
love
your
that.
feet up on them. That's like my go-to seat. And so he starts walking down the opposite end of our row, and I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna go get the other set of rails. That's cool, man. It's still really far. There's like 30 seats in this row. Nope. Walks all the way down. He had chosen the ticket that was 2 seats away from mine.
That's disgusting.
There was 1 seat in between us, and I'm like,
that is vile. What is wrong with you?
and nobody else came in. That was the entire movie. It was the 3 of us.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Dude, you need to get like a space heater.
It's cold, yeah, I know. Dude, I have a space heater,
up, bro.
but it's in the other room. Yeah, I'm fucking cozy.
Okay. Next, I watched, to prep for one of my most anticipated films of the year, Cobwebs.
Long Legs.
Long Legs, thank you.
Dude, they played the trailer for it before Immaculate, and that trailer in theaters goes crazy.
Yeah. Blair Underwood is in Long Legs. Hell yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to check off one of Osgood Perkins' films. So I watched The Black Coat's Daughter. Shout out Remy,
Yes.
who is the only other person in the Discord that I know that
I
has
have
this
seen this
logged
movie.
and
I
given
have
it
seen
a
this movie
proper
trailer.
rating. Holy peak, dude. Holy peak.
Okay. I have seen this movie when it came out. Give your piece, and then I will talk about it.
I thought this was outstanding. This is like in the same vein as stuff like Hereditary.
Yeah,
and
it's very
The
art
Lodge.
house horror.
And
yeah,
that's
The Lodge
I
is
just
a good
eat that
comparison.
stuff up. Kiernan Shipka is amazing. Emma Roberts is amazing. Lucy Boynton is amazing. It's such an excellent. You get some gnarly kills. It builds a creepy and suspenseful environment. Great character development. Good runtime. It was just excellent. I loved it. 5 stars. So what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I saw this movie in 2015 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Rented on iTunes. I remember really liking it. I watched with my mom, who she likes horror movies, but is scared of devil shit. So it's hard to show. Dude, I need to tell a little story.
Is this a Hereditary story?
Have I told it on the podcast before?
Yeah, you told it last week, dude.
Oh shit, dude, it's been a while. Yeah. So yeah, no, my mom likes horror movies, but she gets very scared of them. I thought this movie was really cool. It's got this cool, cozy vibe almost, but it's also like a horror vibe. It's a scary cozy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember a lot of it. You giving it a 5 stars, and I didn't realize it's the same director as Long Legs. I will be rewatching this very soon.
Yeah, dude, it bangs. Like
It's
if it's like,
yeah,
this is like if it's a snowy and cold night
yeah.
and you're like feeling kind of comfy, throw this on, bro. For real.
Yeah. I
Like,
want to rewatch it because I
if you
remember
wanna watch
liking it.
tonight. If you want to watch it tonight, I'm game.
Okay. I remember liking it. Not loving it as much as you, but also it was a long time ago, so I hadn't gone deep into the Duffy of horror. But
yeah, and
I do
want
to see it again.
Is throughout the movie you're very confused. You're like, wait, how is this possible? And how is this possible? But by the end of the movie, you don't have all those questions are answered.
I love when that happens. I love when a movie gives you lots to question, but all the answers are given.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. But yeah, no, I really want to rewatch this.
Let's watch it tonight.
Yeah, I have a couple other on the watch list too. We'll figure it out. But
Um,
yeah, that
and
is
then
awesome,
I followed that up with Mayhem with Steven Yeun
dude.
and
That
Samara
movie,
Weaving.
that movie, fucks. Oh my god,
Yeah, dude.
what a fun movie.
That movie is so good. Check it out if you haven't. Um, if you like Guns Akimbo and the Belko Experiment, this is like if those two movies had a baby. It's
Yeah, and
awesome.
also let me throw it in there because I don't think you've seen it, Trey. But The Sadness, a horror movie where the disease makes you ultra violent. Same shit. It's the same shit, but in a building like the Balco Experiment, and it's not as much sexual violence and more just fighting people. It's awesome. This movie rips.
Yeah, and Steven Yeun and Samara Weaving, what a duo.
Dude,
What
I
a
cannot
duo.
believe you haven't seen Ready or Not. That might be on the list for tonight. I can't believe you're gonna literally give it 5 stars, Trey. It is so good.
All
That's
right,
awesome.
your next two. Or your
My
next
next
one.
yeah, my next one I watched Red Eye with Mommy McAdams and Cillian Murphy.
Great film.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was on my. I'd seen a few people log it, and it's on Netflix here. They just put it on, and I was like, "Oh, I've seen people talk about that." It's got Mommy McAdams and Cillian Murphy. Sure to be a
It's
dub.
really good.
I thought this was a horror movie going into it. I don't really know what to expect. This movie's awesome. Cillian Murphy is so intimidating and scary. Rachel McAdams is great. It's a super tense, mostly one location horror film that goes off the rails in the third act. Oh my god, dude! Spoilers for Red Eye. Skip forward like 1 minute because I don't want to talk about it a lot. But dude, the rocket launcher at the building at the end, crazy shit, dude. This movie is so fun, and I thought it was so funny when she writes in that old lady's travel book, like "Help me." And then he goes over and just he KOs Rachel McAdams, KOs the old lady, steals the book. Like Cillian Murphy is so good, just a menace in this movie. Yeah, this is a blast.
Yeah,
I gave it a 3.5. It's probably higher than that, but yeah, this movie is super fun. It's like 90 minutes, single location thriller. Cillian Murphy is super intimidating. Brian Cox is in this movie, unrecognizable from Logan Roy. Great.
Yeah.
He's not in a lot, but like, yeah, this is an awesome slept-on gem. I've never heard anyone outside the Discord talk about this. Super fun movie.
Next, I watched something that had been on my watch list for a while, a crappy horror movie. Because you know how much I love crappy horror movies. Yep. I watched the Jack in the Box.
I need to watch it.
I can't remember which one this one was. Yeah, it's okay. This was the first one.
I need to watch it.
Real poopy. This was real. This is like Robert levels of poopy. Not gonna say anything more about it. And then I decided to watch the sequel for some reason. The sequel was slightly better.
I saw that you, dude. It was so funny because you said that, and then Jonathan watched the first two, and he gave both of them half a star, and said the second one's better. But he gave, he's like, the second one's better, still a half star. I need to watch these movies.
Yeah.
Before we recorded, while you were watching Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, I started watching Mary Had a Little Lamb on Tubi, which is pretty much Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but Mary Had a Little Lamb, and it's a dude dressed in a lamb costume. Very stinky.
That sounds sick.
My next one. I'm giving my next two because they're both directed by the greatest living director of all time, Jeff Profit. I watched Getting to the Plug. Lisa Nagaib.
Did you see Jacker watched his first Prophet?
What did he watch?
What did he watch?
Oh my god.
Give me a second. Do the first Prophet while I find it.
Yeah, Getting to the Plug. Okay. For the memes, I give every single Jeff Profit movie 5 stars. But Getting to the Plug, genuinely not that horrible. It was pretty entertaining. The dialogue, okay, the male character in this movie was so funny, dude. Oh my god, he was hysterical. Yeah, this was not that bad. It's about a CIA agent that goes undercover into a trap ring, kind of peak. And then I watched full.
Jagger watched full clip for a snitch.
Yeah, that's the next one I watched. It was also peak. Very, very peak.
He gave
Both
it 3
fun.
stars.
That is an insane W. Oh my god, I love that. Yeah, full clip for a snitch, also peak. Why don't you give your next 2? My next one is, oh my god, my next one is so peak.
Well, you gave 2, I'm going to give 4.
Yeah, give 4.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So, next I watched The Tale with Laura Dern and what's-her-face from Tenet, Elizabeth Debicki.
Debicki,
who,
yeah.
Oh,
Yep. That's all you gotta say. Yep.
And Jason Ritter is in it as well. John Hurd. This movie was depressing as hell. It's basically about a woman who had a sexual relationship with a 40-year-old man when she was like 13, and her entire life had told herself that it was like consensual and it was like an actual relationship. And it's basically like her, almost 50, going back and like reevaluating all this stuff and slowly realizing that she was being like taken advantage of.
Where'd you find this movie, or did you shuffle the watch list?
Shuffled the old watch list. It's
Jesus
a true
Christ.
story. It's really powerful. Laura Dern gives an amazing performance, but it's like a true story. The director made it about herself.
Ooh. That's cool.
Would highly recommend. Great performances from Debicki, Laura Dern, Jason Ritter. Yeah, I very much enjoyed this.
Nice.
It's just very, very, very sad, and a lot of scenes are very, very hard to watch. Next, I watched The Ward, John Carpenter,
Ooh.
with Amber Heard. It
What
was
the
okay.
fuck, really?
This was John Carpenter trying to dip into that more of that modern horror, like that Insidious and that kind of stuff, and it
How
doesn't
old is
really
this
fit
movie?
him. 2010.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit him, but it was still enjoyable. Some cool kills, stuff like that. Cool twist that I didn't really see coming. Yeah, it was solid. And then I watched The Devil Comes at Night, which is an indie horror film from last year. Only 370 logs. You should add this to your watch list. It was pretty good.
Already.
Yeah, solid single location horror movie. Some cool kills, cool plot, kept me engaged, and that's all I was really looking for. And then I watched The Pact. That's how I feel about this movie. Thumbs down. Just awful. Yeah, really bad. I don't want to say anything more about it. Give us your next one.
My next one is Peculance, otherwise known as Ambulance. Oh my god. I said to my girlfriend, I have 2 movies that I'm in the mood to watch, and one of them was Snake Eyes, and the other one was Ambulance. She said, let's watch Ambulance. She said, let's watch Ambulance. I want something dumb. I've seen this movie 4 times. The first time I saw it was in D-Box, which is like 4DX, except for there's no other stuff except the seat moves. It was a blast, especially because Michael Bay cooked with the drone shots, and it felt like I was on a roller coaster.
Oh,
Ambulance,
Michael Bay?
Yep.
W.
Ambulance is one of the most enjoyable action movies I've ever seen. This movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
It breezes by. This movie is so entertaining. It has one of the funniest sequences I've ever seen in my entire life when they're doing the surgery on the dude's spleen.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I will keep it spoiler free then. Jake Gyllenhaal is a menace in this movie, acting like he is ripped on cocaine. It's hilarious. It is so funny. It's fun. Yahya Abdul-Mateen kills it.
Oh, I love that guy. He's in Candy Peak.
Yes, he is. Not peak compared to not peak compared to the original, but whatever.
I almost got you.
Yeah, he's awesome. This movie is just so much fun and ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. I can't overemphasize how freaking batshit crazy this movie is. and watch it. Watch it. This is peak Michael Bay. It's better than all the Transformers movies. It is, and I have the first one out of the 5. I love Transformers. This movie is awesome. The action is great. Okay, Trey. So Michael Bay was like, I kind of want to use drones for my next movie. He hired a world record racing winner drone racer that was like 15 years old to do this movie. And the drone shots are phenomenal. There's this one scene where there's these cop cars chasing through like a junkyard, and there's this cop car that hits like a bump and goes in the air. Not a lot, a little bit. And the drone flies under the car. The drone shots are awesome. This movie rips. It's so much fun. And yeah, I can't emphasize how hard Jake Gyllenhaal goes in this movie. He's yelling. He legit seems like he snorted multiple lines of cocaine before every scene. Watch this movie. The first half hour is bank robbery shit, and it's super entertaining. And then it's a car chase for 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
Watch this movie. The chemistry between him and Yaya is amazing. Oh, I love Ambulance so much. It's just so fun.
So next. Oh.
Yeah.
Can I go? Or
go.
You have anything more? Okay. The next movie I watched was Fatherhood with Kevin Hart. I'm a massive fan of Kevin Hart. I don't like him at all. He was actually pretty good in this. It's a nice little feel-good movie. Made me tear up a few times. It was good.
I need to watch this because I don't hate Kevin Hart, and I've wanted to see it. I like Kevin Hart actually a lot.
Yeah, he actually shows some pretty solid acting chops here.
Really quick before you carry on, you reminded me of a movie that I've seen that's on Shudder. This is a very short horror movie. It's called The Devil's Candy. It's a horror movie driven by metal music and a dude that rips on the guitar to kill the demons. Is fucking awesome. This movie's awesome. Watch that shit. Sorry, it popped in my head. Me and my brother watched it together, and it rips. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. And then I watched Renfield from last year. One I've been meaning to get around for a while.
Was it as stinky? Oh, not stinky?
Yeah, it was gory. It was fun. I had a good time. Nick Cage is outrageous.
I've heard he's not in it enough.
I thought he was in it just fine.
What'd you give it?
3.5.
Okay.
Ben Schwartz is in it.
W.
If you know who Ben Schwartz is, Awkwafina is in it, and apparently I'm one of the few people in the world that actually likes Awkwafina.
Okay. Let me give a little piece about Awkwafina. She's a very talented actress. The Farewell is one of the best foreign films I've ever seen in my entire life and is so heartfelt and touching. She is phenomenal in that movie. I find that a lot of her roles are grating, annoying, but I do not dislike Awkwafina. I dislike the movie she's in, except for The Farewell. I know she's talented, so...
What about Shang-Chi, bruh?
Dude, I love Shang-Chi. We were talking about this today. Shang-Chi is in my top 5 Marvel movies of all time.
That's a valid take. It's so good.
Okay. Little detour before you get back to it. Okay, you know me. I used to meet Ryan Marvel. I don't like superheroes movies that much anymore. Mainly Marvel. I like DC. We were talking about Watchmen earlier today. Have you seen Watchmen?
No. You've asked me that like 5 different times.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
Maybe we should watch that tonight.
We might watch Watchmen tonight because I've been wanting to watch it. Shang-Chi is an isolated film. The only connection to the MCU is Wong pops up at one scene. That movie is amazing. The hand-to-hand combat, awesome. People don't like Simu Liu. Fuck off. I'm sorry.
He's great in it.
He is so good in this movie. People have this weird hate for Simu Liu. I don't get it. He is delightful in this movie. The bus scene is amazing. The hand-to-hand combat.
The hand-to-hand combat choreography in that movie is awesome.
People whine about the ending and the overuse of CGI. I don't care. I think it's awesome. The dragons look great. Shang-Chi is a banger. It is an absolute banger.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, no, I don't hate Awkwafina. I just find that the movie she's in, she's annoying in, except for some. But I think that's more the movie's fault because I know that she's talented, and The Farewell is like proof of that.
Then you should watch Renfield.
Yeah, I will. I definitely will because it's got two actors I love, and Aquafina.
All right, you want to give us your next one?
Yeah, one sec, sorry. Have a sip of water. My next one I watched 2 days ago. I told you about this movie.
Yeah.
I watched The Ruins on Netflix. Me and my girlfriend, this was our first night, like, moved in, nice and cozy. You know, we finished unpacking a lot of stuff.
Cuddling
Set
up
up.
on the couch.
Nah, bro, she was coloring in her coloring books.
Oh.
That's how it goes.
Do you ever like cuddle and watch movies? Because I love doing that.
Yes, but she loves adult coloring books and is very fidgety as a person, so she does
That's
those.
fair.
We watched The Ruins. I was like, I'm in the mood for a horror movie. I'm not really in the mood for something serious. We scroll upon this. It had decent reviews. Oscar, in the Real Talk Discord, gave it a 2.5, and he was like, "This wasn't terrible," and I was like, "I'm down."
Yeah,
This
but
movie,
also Oscar thinks The Descent is the greatest horror movie ever made.
which is crazy. That movie is
That's
so overrated.
Oh my god, it's not. It's a 2.5 max.
I don't have it that low because I think it's a good movie, but I do not think it's scary.
That isn't the how hard people glaze that movie is insane.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, The Ruins is awesome. This movie is so much fun. It has both smart characters and stupid characters. So you have people to root for and people to dislike. The gore is awesome and the plot is really cool. I won't say anything because you should just watch this movie. It's nice and short. It's 90 minutes, 91 minutes or something like that. It is super entertaining. It's a single location horror film for 99% of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's tense. The gore is good. It's entertaining. It's gross. It's funny at times. Watch this movie. It is super underrated. I'm surprised I haven't heard about it more. I said to my girl, I was like, damn, like, I can't believe more people don't talk about this. This is a little gem. Like, this is a really fun little indie horror movie. And
dude, you need to get Beth on Letterboxd, bro.
Dude, she's on it, but she doesn't log shit. The last thing she logged was Phantom of the Paradise, like, last week.
You have to send me her Letterboxd so I can follow her.
I will. She got all the Barbie movies just cooking.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, The Ruins is great. I give it 3.5. It's and a heart. It's really fun. I don't love the ending just because of some stuff that happens that I won't say here. Yeah. But yeah, this is really enjoyable. Very worth a watch. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Oh, it's my turn now.
It is your
turn. Look at my phone. I just got a home run hit off of me. The Crucifixion is the next movie I watched. Once you've seen one like demon exorcising movie, you've seen them all. You know, this one didn't. It was fun. I like these types of movies. It just really didn't bring anything like fresh or original to that subgenre. So it was just like okay, you know. Yeah. It was like I didn't hate my time with that, but I also didn't love it. So, God, Mike Trout is such a unit. Sorry. And then I rewatched 21 Jump Street because I had a whole day of mid. And I was like, I need to watch a top 5 comedy of all time. And so I rewatched 21 Jump Street.
You give it a 5, eh?
Yeah, it's a 5.
Base as fuck. That movie is amazing. It's so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, this movie apparently cured Kanye's anti-Semitism. At least that's what he says. It's obviously not true because he's a psycho and a horrible person. But that was genuinely one of the funniest moments on Twitter in the past 4 years, or Instagram or whatever it was. That was just amazing. 21 Jump Street, Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. They could not have been cast better. They are so perfect together. Their chemistry. Channing Tatum. People hate on Channing Tatum. I don't get it. He's great. He's great. He's one of the few examples that you can be hot and funny. Like, what the hell, man?
If you don't believe us, watch this and then watch the criminally underrated movie Logan Lucky, one of my favorite heist movies of all time. I am a big heist movie person. It's like a top 5 genre for me. Logan Lucky is peak. And Channing
Steven
Tatum is
Soderbergh
hysterical.
is just the king of heist movies.
He is, and he's also the king of thrillers. I honestly think because
What
Side
thrillers
Effects,
has he done?
Side Effects, I adore. I love
haven't
Side
seen that
Effects, and also Contagion.
I
I
thought it was okay.
I love Contagion. I've seen Contagion 4 times now. I
Mhm.
saw it twice before the pandemic and once during the pandemic, and then I watched it a couple months ago, post lockdown. Holy peak. Contagion is such a good thriller. He
Yeah.
has such a good way of crafting thrillers. Like, I mean, we could
Maybe I need to rewatch it. You want to give us your next one? Or
Yeah,
your
my
last
next one. No, I have a few more. I have 3 more. One of them's 2 more because one of them's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. My next
Okay,
one
you
is
wanna bust out-
Tyrannosaur.
Just bust out your last two.
Yeah, my next one is Tyrannosaur. Seth from the Real Talk podcast recommended this to me.
Is it a
I said
dinosaur movie?
No, it's not a dinosaur movie. I said to Seth, I was like, give me a film rec, and he goes, okay, here you go. I thought this was a horror movie going into it. This is a horror movie in the sense that it made me feel horrifically depressed and fucking empty inside. Because holy smokes, this movie is depressing and phenomenal. Directed by Patty Constantine. This movie is so good. Olivia Colman is phenomenal in this. This is a very introspective drama about very flawed humans trying to survive, and it touches on addiction and death and pain, and oh my god, it was so good. I love this movie. I don't know if I'll rewatch it. I was playing Metal Gear Solid while I was watching, and I was like, I need to turn this off because I'm locked in. It's so good. And yeah, Olivia Colman is just amazing in this. Oh, she's so good. I highly recommend this film if you can handle it. It's not a happy movie. Like the first scene of this movie, a man beats his dog to death.
Cool, man. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah,
You're
like I said,
Seth.
I told you, I messaged him and I said, "What are you doing to me?" And he just started laughing, and I was like, "Yeah, okay." This is a horrifically depressing movie, but it's really good. It's really, really good. And then last night, at the request of Alex, the one Bascardi from the Shot by Shot podcast, the one who has introduced us to the one, the only Jeff Prophet, the ultimate glazer of the ultimate glazer Federico Fellini recommended I watch Knights of Cabria, and I watched it, and holy smokes, I might be the newest Fellini glazer out there because this movie was peak. It was nothing like I expected. I didn't really know anything going into it. This is a vibe movie. It's a not single location, but follow somebody over one night. The score. How are people not? I was talking to Alex about it, and I was like, how are people not talking about Fellini and this score? And he said he uses the same score composer for most of his movies, and it's super underrated. I don't remember the name of the composer, but oh my god, the score is so good. This movie is amazing. Super entertaining, funny, sad, weird. It is so beautiful to look at. The shots are great. It's so good. Watch this movie. Watch this movie.
Oh yeah.
I think he sent me a list of what order to watch them in because he's seen them all. So he's like, I have an order for you. So the next one I'm watching is Vitelloni. And then I don't remember the one after that is, but yeah, I was thinking when I was watching Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, I was like, man, old movie scores just go so hard, and like, God, I loved Knights of Cabria, and I'm so excited to dive deeper into Fellini. And then after that, I watched Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. So
hell yeah, man. Okay, last two. I rewatched 22 Jump Street. Still peak. Still, it's a bit of a step down, but it's still so funny. Ice Cube really shines in these movies.
Yeah.
Ice Cube is so... God, I just love him so much. Um,
I saw you
and
gave it a 4.5, and I was surprised because I know people don't like this movie really.
oh, I love it. And the
I
whole
need to
slam
rewatch it.
poetry scene is so good. Cynthia is dead.
Yeah,
But
one of the best Sorry, go ahead.
there's a line in that scene where they walk into that slam poetry night, and there's an improv group on stage, and they come off, and Channing Tatum is talking to them, and he's like, "Yo, you know what you guys should do is you should just write down all the stuff you want to do beforehand, and then come out and just do stuff you've written down." And they're like, "Yeah, that's called stand-up comedy." And he's like, "Yeah, you guys should do that stuff. It's way funnier." Also, is that like a bottle of like gin?
No.
It looks like gin or vodka or something.
Mm-mm.
Oh, golly. I was like, Evan is just taking shots while we're
I
recording.
am not taking shots while we record.
Good for him, man. But yeah, it's great. It reminds me of this tweet where someone was like, "So, at what point during improv do I pull out a gun and shoot myself in the head?" Yeah,
It's so crazy. Improv comedy has like a really bad stigma around it.
It's funny if you're good at it, and if
Exactly.
you're not like really good at it, it is unbearable.
It is unbearable. Yeah, it's horrific.
Yeah. It always reminds me of that scene in Daddy's Home. Oh, you haven't even seen Daddy's Home 2.
Haven't seen either of them.
And then I watched The Midnight Man last night.
What's that?
It's like kind of like The Bye Bye Man, but if The Bye Bye Man was actually good. God, that movie. I get PTSD thinking about that movie. It's so awful. Have you seen that, The Bye Bye Man?
Yeah,
oh, is it
the
Beth?
Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
Hi, Beth.
Dude, there's a fake poster for the Bye Bye Man. And
Yeah, the
it's
Pee Pee
called
Poo Poo Man.
The Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. It makes me laugh so hard. I love it so much. Oh my god.
But The Midnight Man, you got Robert Englund. Is in it. And
is he the killer?
No. But
What
there's
the
also
fuck?
some gnarly kills that are like insane. It's just a good time.
Is it an old movie?
No, it's pretty recent.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know. Rob
I gave it 3 stars. I think you'd enjoy it.
You've sold me.
That's all we have today. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video. Comment down below what you've been watching recently and say how much you've missed us. If you're listening, give us a follow. Leave us a review, please. We thank you guys for joining us today on The Average Film Enjoyer, and we will see you on Friday.